Okay. I'm gonna make scones.
Okay. We good? Intro?
Yeah. Mr. Iglesias.
Mr. Iglesias.
Mr. Iglesias. You can't skip that intro, so
Juan, I want you to try real hard to imagine what it would be like to watch a movie in Spanish. I know that's real hard for you.
Come on, that was awesome.
I said I had to think about it.
Yeah, to think about it. Holy crap, Juan knows Spanish? You're listening to Thinking Outside the Long Box. With Juan, Gabe, and Tim and Doyle.
This is very normal, by the way, anymore.
I don't know why I can't do this anymore.
Stop smoking weed!
We're done.
COVID.
What the fuck was that?
Every intro for the past like 5 episodes. And Juan Doyle. Hey, we're live. I mean, we're not live, but we're recording.
Hey, everybody! Welcome to this episode of Thinking Outside the Long Box. I'm Gabe.
I'm Doyle.
I'm Juan.
I get it. Today we're going to be talking about the next Netflix exclusive sitcom.
The Netflix
sitcom.
Exclusive.
Mr. Iglesias.
If you hit Sophia, she gets to hit you back.
Mr. Iglesias is an American comedy streaming television series that premiered on Netflix on June 21st, 2019. The series stars Gabriel Iglesias, who executive produces alongside Kevin Hench, Joe Malach, and Ron de Blasio. In August 2019, the series was renewed for a second season, which premiered on June 17, 2020. The second part of that season premiered on December 8th, 2020. He's a teacher in high school.
Oh, so part 3 isn't season 3, it's the first half of season
Correct.
2.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I said that to you in the chat one time, too.
I probably just did.
Yeah, they do like
It's weird because they call it part 3.
1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
they did the same thing like The Ranch. I don't know if you've seen that show on Netflix.
I love
It's
Ranch.
not that good.
But I mean, they did the same like the show.
I know, I'm just
the
saying I
parts.
don't like it.
I like Ranch.
Mel loved it and watched it nonstop. I find it patently unfunny.
Not Mr. Iglesias.
Mr. Iglesias. So man, has
Gabe.
my roller coaster ride of emotions with Gabriel Iglesias gone up and down. Like when I first saw his comedy, his stand-up, I thought it was kind of funny. And then I thought it got old really fast, probably because there was like only one special out or 2 specials out at the time. And people would just be like, "Have you seen this yet? Let's watch this."
His early stuff with Cake is just—it's a little.
I thought there's 5.
It's funny, but
out, and
it's
they're
a
all
little.
kind of the same.
Yeah, like for a while, it was just very one note.
I love his stuff. I love when he talks about his traveling experiences
Yes.
rather than just telling jokes.
And when he talks about
Like Kevin Smith when he tells stories. I enjoy
Kevin
him.
Hart
No,
or
no,
Kevin
Kevin
Smith?
Smith.
Okay.
Like when he just tells stories, I enjoy him a lot. When he's doing stand-up comedy, I'm almost
it's
like,
not as funny.
And I think he does. I think as he's grown, he does less just bits.
Yes.
And he does more like, "Oh, my life is fucking crazy." He talks about his kids and shit. I think that's a lot
And
funny.
that's exactly, as his comedy matured, I started to like him a lot more. And then I watched like the first half, apparently, of the first season of Mr. Iglesias just kind of on my own when it first came out, because I was like, you know what, I like this guy. He's really funny. And I watched it, and it just kind of was so overly sitcom-y that it wasn't that I disliked it, it's just that I moved on to watching other stuff.
Insert laugh track here.
Yeah, so
It was shot in front of a live audience, asshole.
was it though?
Was
They
it,
say
though?
it was.
It
I don't know
was
if it
not.
was. They say it was.
I don't think it
I
was.
mean,
like
it
3
may have
people
been,
up in
but
there.
that laugh track
I think at
is a
the
laugh track.
beginning of every episode they say it's shot in front of a live audience.
So, because we were watching it for the show, like I committed to myself, I'm going to watch all of this.
It's
And
20 episodes. It wasn't that bad.
it's still a
5
lot.
minutes, the whole episode.
That's
They
what?
go by real fast.
Yeah,
They do go by
they're like
really
30
fast.
minutes. So
Yeah, I think in a single night, Alicia and I got through like 6 episodes. We're like, what the
I
fuck
definitely,
just happened?
I think I definitely watched it all over the course of like 3 days.
Yeah.
And the first half of, so I guess like the first quarter of the first season is like a lot of character building that doesn't necessarily like go much of anywhere, but it had like enough laughs that I started keeping track. And I think I was about episode 6 where I was like, okay, I've had like 2 decent laughs per episode. So I think it isn't as bad as I think it is. And by the time I got to the end, the show was making me laugh pretty consistently throughout an episode. Like, as the show went on, like, the writing gets tighter, the characters, like, get better. What is my problem? I don't know why I'm dying today. Like, the characters seem to, like, really get more cohesive, like, and it just... I was bummed out that the kid who he's teaching how to drive, the redheaded kid, his mom just, like, disappeared completely from the picture. Like, and his love interest became some rando chick that sings good. Like, I thought that was kind of weird, but...
Yeah. Must have lost the actress.
I think so, yeah.
Random like that, yeah.
Yeah, the girl that sits in
COVID.
the girl that sits in the back just started in the 2nd season. The one that has like all her, like, she's supposedly rich and she has cars and shit.
Yeah.
She
got transferred from from one class to another.
Yeah, so she just started in the 2nd season, but she was kind of out of nowhere.
That's
even
not,
in my opinion.
That's not the one I meant though. Like the redheaded kid, his mom, it was kind of like
The chubby
Mr.
dog.
Iglesias' love interest, but he couldn't date her because he hadn't been sober for a year. And then,
They're triple A. AA.
Yeah. It's Cars.
Awesome Alcoholics Anonymous.
but when he hits like his year of sobriety and he can start dating again, like she doesn't even get mentioned,
right?
Even though that was like kind of a big deal,
right?
And then like now there's this other lady.
She was the costume designer on the show. And somehow, like, just got that position to be in the show, which is kind of interesting to me. She's not an actress.
She's funny.
Yeah.
I bet it's because she's just funny. Because she's... Some of the lines you can tell are probably ad-libbed, it seems like. Like, it's scripted, clearly, because it's a sitcom. But I think there's a lot of moments between characters that they just leave in. So...
I love Baby Joker. I was like, who's that Mexican guy? He looks super fucking familiar to me.
Which
guy? His like buddy. They're like almost roommates. Yeah. But he's in Friday After Next. He's the fucking Mexican. Who the little Mexican with his 2 other brothers, and I was like, that's fucking Baby Joker, and that it just made me laugh even more. Yeah.
So there's a ton of great comedians in the show. Like Joe McHale's in a few episodes.
There are a lot of great comedians in this episode.
Joe Coy's episode where he's the taco guy.
Oh, that was a good episode.
He's all you're an honorary Mexican and you're an honorary Filipino. Now you can say all your F's as P's. He's all, you're my BPE, best friend forever.
Best friend forever.
He was funny in that episode, but that was like one of the declining moments in the show for me. Like, I'm just like, this is a feel-good classroom movie. Can we get Marisol to stop jumping on every pointed, like, complicated thing in our culture episode?
I just feel like she was that way the whole time, though.
She is. That's what gets annoying. Because it's like it's almost every other episode. It's like she has a new thing, and I'm like,
all I'm saying is that
it's not cultural appropriation when a Korean makes tacos.
Like, my kid is that kid, though. Like, Bailey is that.
But would you not, at some point, there are some things she's right about. Like, some of the episodes weren't that wrong. But at some point, you just got to go, like, you're wrong. Like, hey, you're not right.
Well, that I don't know about because it's written like a certain way. Yeah. But like, and obviously with my own kid, I'd be like,
I was gonna say, I
wrong.
think he just means as a father.
That's what I'm saying. Is like any normal person would do that. At a point, you go, hey, bitch, like I'm making tacos.
Right, but also, I don't live in a sitcom.
So the good point out of that was when she said that it started Mexicans were doing it and it was not okay, and then like white people and other people started doing it, and then it started being okay.
Just like weed.
That was wrong.
Sure,
but I mean I think every version, every race of people I think makes tacos. You know, so I don't know that I could lay claim to Mexicans are the only people in the world that can make tacos.
Beyond that, just the whole episode didn't have to be about that. Like, and then the whole episode was about the...
It really isn't, though.
It starts and ends with that. Yes, it is. There are funny jokes because Joe Coy's hilarious. And
I don't even know who that is, by the way. Is he a stand-up comic?
Got to watch.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Comedy.
It literally starts with them eating tacos and her being pissed. and ends with him brokering a deal between the two to front Tom.
Like I get that, but it's a 20-minute sitcom, and literally sitcoms have been doing exactly what you're complaining about for the history of sitcoms.
Can confirm. Currently rewatching Friends.
Yeah,
3 days in, I'm just getting tired of her character. That's all I'm saying.
but that character exists. Like that character is a sitcom trope. Like that's all it is.
Tired of her.
I actually really like it.
So do
I like it because the big thing for me is
Best classroom sitcom ever.
something is
Isn't that
learned.
Character?
What?
Boy Meets World.
I don't like Boy Meets World.
You guys are definitely in a diminished quantity there.
We might be. I don't know. I just don't like it.
Sitcom? It's Degrassi. Get the hell out of here.
Fuck you. Welcome back, Cotter, man. Everybody knows.
I like Saved by the
Everybody-
Bell.
Well,
I love
Go to hell.
I love how all four of us had a different pick.
I love
Never
this
heard
show.
disdain for. I didn't say I hated this
No,
show.
no. I'm not saying you
I'm
did.
just saying
I
your
just
character
thought
gets
I thought we
involved.
moved on.
He's just making a declarative
Yeah,
statement.
I'm just saying I really like this show. I like Gabriel
91%
Iglesias.
Love Boy Meets World.
88%. So since you made the transition, 88% critics, 77% audience, which I think is a little low, but
I don't.
I get it. I understand.
Dude, it's a sitcom.
Yeah, I get it.
It's a sitcom.
You know
And
what
that's-
sitcom
yeah,
it's way
that's
better than on Netflix? The Big Show. sitcom.
Outlander. I like the Big Show one too. I really like that one.
Buddy, that show.
It's because it
is
makes the little girls amazing.
almost unwatchable.
Yeah.
Dude.
It's not because
The
it's an
only
amazing sitcom, but the
only
little
good
girl
episode
is
the
fucking
episode that
funny.
Mr. Iglesias is in. It's the only one.
The Big Show is really hard to watch.
I like it. I enjoy it.
I tried.
The only part of it's good is that he's a freak. Is like that he's gigantic. That's the only part of it.
I love that he's a dumb dad. I love that the fucking 5-year-old is a diabolical child. Like, it just is funny to
I
me.
think my main problem. So this is my main problem with sitcoms a lot of the time. So like the show, Big Show's show has what feels like a limited cast of characters. Like I'm not a huge fan of sitcoms where there's only like Friends is a really good example. Where there's only like 5 or 6 like real like important characters to
Right.
the show. I tend to find myself gravitating more towards like, you know, like Parks and Recreation or like The Office or shows that have like 9 or
Better
10 or
shows.
12 like
Letterkenny.
characters in it. It's a big part of why I like Mr. Iglesias is because there's so many different funny characters that are different and funny all on their own.
Yeah.
Like
And it
the
touches me right here.
and the way they bring comedians into it, like so there's Joe McHale, there's Joe Coy, the 2 science teachers, the one guy that has the glasses and the goatee, I cannot remember his name, but he has a show on the same YouTube channel that does Hot Ones that's just about tacos. But he goes and eats tacos. Like the first episode he does with Gabriel Iglesias, he goes with like Andy Milonakis to one, and it's like
I like
the
Andy
most
Milonakis, he's
obnoxious
crazy.
and hilarious bullshit. He like freestyle raps. It's awful. Like you know,
They're funny.
but so
They're
he's-
only in like 4 episodes, but
Right,
the
but-
team is funny.
but you can tell like he's taking the guy that plays Marisol's dad. He's like a really famous like Mexican comedian.
Oh.
Like he's a Spanish language comedian. Like there's a lot of really good comedians that you can tell like kind of put themselves behind the show, especially in the episodes that they're in, to try to like, you know, make it as good as they can for clearly their friend, you know? Like Joe McHale's part in it is fucking hilarious because it's just him being Joe McHale. Like
Yeah.
that
And, like-
dreamy piece of shit.
And like the thing that I liked about it goes back to what you just said. Like the large cast makes it easier to swallow like a character that you don't like.
Exactly. Like if I don't like somebody, I know that I don't have to put up with them like all the time.
Like I think
Yeah,
I
because
think
my most hated character is probably the most prominent one.
Probably.
Besides Mr. Iglesias.
I
because-
can't wait for you to talk to Mikey tomorrow. I am so fucking. Fabricio is his real name.
Yeah.
But I'm so excited for that interview because he's
Hey, Mikey.
he's like the every Mexican I have ever seen in a comedy. He's like that guy. Like
Yeah.
he speaks like
quiet and
but I mean like he speaks thug, but he's not. He's like 13 years old. You know, it's just funny to me the way he portrays the character.
should I ask him what it's like playing an urban Latino character?
I don't even know if he'll know what you're asking him.
Why not?
I don't know.
Is he relevantly urban Latino in his mind?
He's
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Dude, he's an actor. He's not
I'm with
that
you.
guy.
You don't know
LA.
that. He might be that
He's
guy.
in LA. A lot of Latinos there.
I'm just saying, I don't think he's gonna be a doofus. Like
No, I
he
don't
is
think
on
he's
the show.
stupid.
Oh,
I don't
probably
think he's
not.
stupid.
Maybe.
You should see if he'll do the
Yeah, that sounds
bumper
like a great
in his
question.
character's voice.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That sounds like a great question to ask during an interview. Hey, are you actually that dumb, or are you just portraying it?
I think he does a great job. I really
He's
like you
funny,
said. They're
dude.
all the bigger, heavier set redhead kid and his fucking the dude who sits next to him.
his
They're like a cool
conspiracy-
tandem.
His
Yeah.
conspiracy theory buddy who gets
Token.
what does he get? Mono. Him and the
Oh,
him
yeah.
and the Chola get mono, and so they're not in the rest of the season.
I don't. Is he token? I don't think he is.
I don't think he
Yeah.
is. There's
He's
actually
only
quite a
black
few
guy.
I
black
just
kids.
need
In
this
the-
for
in the-
a recipe.
In the room?
That's fine.
Is
I
he?
don't think in the room, but there's definitely a ton of black kids in the school.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying he
Yeah.
is just the black kid in the class.
In the class, yeah.
And he definitely has parts like that.
Yeah.
He's the urban youth.
I do like when he talks about how upset he is that he didn't have the opportunity to win the argument by being like the black kid that's constantly harassed by the police. Because he gets called out of class. I don't know. That shit's funny. There's a lot of good jokes in it.
Sherry Shepherd is amazing. She's fucking thinks she's hot shit every single time she's in frame. Like it's just so funny. I like you said, they seem to have hired. I thought there was somebody
A
was
lot of
fighting.
comedians.
They seem to have hired a lot of people who are comedic, and it plays like you don't. There's not just a weird random person in there that's like, what the fuck? Like where did that guy come from?
Like the guy that plays the assistant principal, it took me forever
From The Office.
to figure out who he was
I like that
because
guy.
he plays
His
it
character.
so different, and I was like, oh shit, that's the dude from The Office. And then halfway through the first season, he makes a joke about it.
in the theater.
Yeah, I was like, oh, so good to put The Office behind me. When he
I just thought the show doesn't take itself that seriously, and I thought that was when it was at its best. And whenever they tried to get all and just
I like the
burn times
I like
to
the
me.
heartwarming.
It's
split
just a
spots.
very
It's
special
not
episode
heartwarming.
of Mr. Iglesias that happens. You have to have a very special episode of, otherwise you can't advertise a very special episode of.
Just release it all in one chunk.
Like the one
Shut up.
that the one that comes to my mind is when he's having to deal with how he has portrayed Marisol to be his favorite, and it kind of is okay with everybody, and the kid who sits next to the redhead, I can't remember his name, but he's like, you just have to remember you're all of our favorites, and I was like, oh man, that's really cool. Like they get it. Like she's the one that's gonna go off to college and probably be fucking amazing, but he's touched.
Ham-fisted to me, but I agree that episode's pretty good.
Yeah, I felt
Buddy.
it was cool.
What?
It's a sitcom. Of course it's ham-fisted.
I know, but
I feel
You're
like
being
it's-
hypercritical
I
of
feel
the
like you're
sitcom.
living-
wildly ham-fisted. I feel like it gets to be too much.
Dude,
Sitcom.
it's a sitcom.
I know that taco episode just really rubbed me wrong. man.
This is why sitcoms get blasted by critics.
Yeah.
Is because they're
I didn't realize how many sitcoms I liked.
they're schmaltz. They're meant to be
It's
like
trash TV.
it's,
That's
you put
See,
it on
I get it, but like
and
you
you
said,
watch it.
there are really clever ones.
And this is
And I feel like this show has all the right people to be clever every episode. And the thing that they went after with cultural appropriation was tacos in a Korean. And just that one episode rubbed me so wrong.
there are so
By the end of it, I
many-
was ready to throw a freaking thing to the TV.
There are so many
I just wanted to go eat
terrible episodes of The Office. There are tons of terrible episodes of Parks and Recreation where you
Yeah.
don't remember them because you watched 80 of them.
Gabe probably doesn't like
Where's
Seinfeld,
Gizmo?
and it's amazing.
On his
I'll
bed.
tell you a show that doesn't have a lot of terrible episodes. 30
Seinfeld.
Rock.
No, 30 Rock doesn't. 30
I've watched
Rock.
30 Rock all the way through like 3 times.
30 Rock is probably one of the best written television shows.
But you
period.
got to remember, you're talking about one episode out of like 20. You know what I mean?
I just don't like that episode.
No, and that's fine.
It colored me.
I feel like it sounds like you liked the rest of the seasons.
I did. It probably colored me for like 5 episodes.
Oh, that's weird.
You know what it
telling
was?
you.
You know what it was? Doyle's like, I'm the only Mexican that can hate Asians.
No, it's so blatantly weird. It's so weird.
This show's great. Like this
I loved
show is way better than it has any right to be, I think. But it's a halfway decent sitcom, and there's not a whole lot of those.
It's a B.
Yeah,
in my
that's-
mind.
B plus.
There
yeah.
are, in my opinion, there are no A sitcoms.
There's only
30
like
Rock, bro.
3.
I love Seinfeld.
Watch
I
30
really
I don't
like
30 Rock.
Seinfeld.
It's boring to me. And
Party
I don't like
Down.
half. And
I don't
the
understand that.
Party Down's pretty fun.
I've never seen 30 Rock.
30 Rock is amazing.
Yeah, I don't
He
know.
doesn't like it, don't know how.
It's basically
I
written largely by Tina Fey.
Whose comedy I don't always love.
Yeah,
And
I
I
don't
think
really
that's
like
it's
Tina
definitely
and
a
it's
me thing.
about a show that's effectively Saturday Night Live.
Is that the one with National Lampoon in it?
No,
But
and
it's
it
like them
stars
making it.
and it stars what is that dude's name?
The black
Tracy Morgan.
Tracy Morgan.
Oh, I like Tracy Morgan.
If you like Tracy Morgan,
He's a big part of the show.
it's probably going to be a show that you enjoy.
What's the one with National Lampoon? I heard that one's funny. Where he's a student, like he's like 50 years old and he's a student.
No clue. That
What the frick is
does
his
not
name?
sound like
What's his
something
real
I would
name?
ever watch
I
on
think you
purpose.
would. What is his real name? Fuck. Well, who's the main character in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation?
Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase. Chevy Chase is in
Community?
it. Community. That's
that
the
has
one.
nothing to do with National Lampoon, but yeah.
No. I was saying because of the
Chevy
character.
Chase,
Yeah.
yeah,
I couldn't remember his fucking name.
Community is super solid until like the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And then it just completely falls off the cliff.
I guess they just got tired.
Yeah. The paintball episodes of that are incredible, though.
The zombie episodes are
The
pretty
zombie
funny,
episodes
too.
are pretty fun.
And Evil Abed is fucking amazing.
Troy and Abed really make that show great.
They do.
Yeah, and Joe McHale's in that too. The guy that plays the boyfriend, he's
Yeah.
like probably the main character, I would say, of
Yeah,
Community. I think Community is one of those other shows that's really propped up by how many people are in the show. It is pretty funny.
Because I like a show where, like, even if I hate a character, it's fine.
Somebody else is
I might
coming
not
up.
see him next episode, and that's cool.
You should watch Community.
Yeah,
I think you'd
I
really
like
dig
Chevy
it.
Chase, so
He's
and I've
pretty
heard
hilarious
nothing
in
but
it.
good things about the show.
Like I said, once you get to, you'll know. Once
I'll
you get to
read
like
for
the
you.
next last season, you'll be like,
I'll read for you one set of lyrics from 30 Rock song.
Oh, there's a song?
Werewolf bar mitzvah, spooky, scary. Boys becoming men, men becoming wolves. It's just,
All right.
you know how
you should watch 30 Rock.
You know how
That's
it
really
says
good too.
Saturday Night Live? It's a sketch they're doing on the show, and it's Tracy Morgan doing a sketch, singing in like full werewolf garb about being a Jewish.
Jewish werewolf, black Jewish werewolf.
It is
I
one
like
of the
Tracy
funniest things
Morgan.
I've ever seen in my life.
I was almost sad that he died. Almost sad.
I was like, he's dead.
I would have been all the way sad had he died.
His stand-up about not dying, incredible. Like he is
So,
very upset.
I love how
man.
now I have heard about 5 or 6 different comedians talk about meeting Tracy Morgan and his advice to all. Evidently, he always has advice. And his advice is always super insane.
And he's always yelling,
Yeah.
apparently. And he's basically the character that he plays on television is how he acts around everybody.
God, I can't really comedian, but there was a comedian that talked about how he came up to him afterwards and said, just talk about dicks. That part he talked about dicks, they love that. Just do an hour-long thing of dicks. Comedian's like, so I did that. And then Chris Rock saw me act. He's like, why the fuck's your whole set about dicks?
Hari Kondavalu talks about how one time Tracy Morgan was in the audience heckling him through like the whole show. And he comes up to him afterwards and goes, hey, sorry I heckled you. Like, it's just, you know, you're a newer comedian. I thought I'd run you through the ropes. Like, I really apologize, blah, blah, blah. He's like, that's awesome. I don't care. I get to tell a Tracy Morgan story on stage from now on. Like, like
You hear Bert Kreischer's story about him getting thrown out the club? That's one of the best ones, too.
Bert Kreischer's funny too.
dude, yeah.
I guess they were all like at a club and he was just ordering like drinks, like mad drinks. The bill's gonna be like retarded. And at the end, he just starts going crazy, taking off his shirt, trying to fight people, bitch slapping people.
To get out of
To
the
the point
bill.
where they threw them all out of the club. And when he said it, as he was getting up off the pavement, putting his shirt back on, I was like, that's how you get out paying a bill. I was like,
Just get thrown out.
The club is probably stoked because they now get to tell a
Tracy Morgan story, yeah.
The
I hope
shit,
that's real.
the shit
That
he
story.
talks about his daughters is fucking hilarious. He's so funny, Britt Kreischer.
Oh, dude.
his kids have to hate going to school. Told the story about he told a story about his daughter putting her finger in her ass and letting the dog lick it off for over 2 hours. You can't go to school the next day with kids and be like, that's not going to come up.
No.
Well,
It's
thumbs up for me for Mr. Iglesias.
For sure, thumbs up.
Let's
for
get
me
to
as
the
well,
live
sure.
episode.
I love this show.
75% up.
I can't wait to watch more of it. To be honest.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And I hope we get some good interviews out of it.
Yeah.
I can't wait to not watch the big show anymore.
I watched it. I liked
Fuck, I
it.
can't wait to not watch the Big show.
If I could delete it, I would.
Fuck you, Netflix!
Where's that?
Stop
black
suggesting
thing?
the big show. The thing that annoys me is it suggests a lot. I was like, I watched like
That's
3
because
times.
it's a
and David
Netflix
didn't
original.
nail it down.
So.
That shit happens.
Watch the big show.
That shit happens to me on your fucking HBO all the time. It's constantly trying to get me to watch this I Will Destroy You series, and it looks fucking terrible.
I don't think it's made me try to watch that.
I'll watch like one episode of something, and it'll start automatically playing that instead of the next episode in the series that I'm watching.
Oh, dude, for like a week, I've
Oh
been
my
like
God.
drug-filled sleeping because like I'm on so many pills right now, just sleeping. The
Because he's
stuff,
an addict, guys.
the stuff that is on my TV as opposed when I wake up, as opposed to when I go to sleep, remarkable.
Yeah. Like, what has happened?
Like I'm pretty sure I fell asleep watching Spartacus last night on Stars, and then woke up today to watching like interior design 30-minute episodes on YouTube.
Your
Weird.
Body Farm video, 22 views so far.
Nice.
You know what?
I reviewed a movie called Body Farm. We'll talk about it in the live episode.
Sounds it.
Take us out, brother.
It's what you think it is. On that note, be sure to check us out, QOTLB.com. Find all of our social media there. That's where you can tell us what you think of Mr. Iglesias. It's a fun show.
I think you should watch it.
Tim gave it 2 thumbs up, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Good to know.
Good job, Tim.
I'm an
Got it. All right.
It's the one thing I watch. No.
I just go fucking find Old Boy.
Of course, you can find us at Patreon, patreon.com/TOTLB. Give us some support there. It's how we keep the show going. And it's also how we do different stuff and things, and you also get prizes.
If you don't, we won't make you sleep with your dog.
Yeah.
People are like, what the fuck?
We retract the incest statement.
Yeah. Now we, Doyle,
Well, I mean,
should
like,
retract it.
we
already said we don't agree with
we
his
as a
fucking
whole
nonsense.
Retract Doyle's statement.
Yeah, agreed.
The royal we.
I don't want to make anyone sleep with their daughter, but the idea of being such a crazy, evil mastermind where you like somehow make a 20-year plan that it ends up in that is kind
Could
of
it be like a
balls.
20-year plan towards a different goal, like you have to chew off your own leg or
I
something?
got like a master's degree, so I'm useful.
He has millions of dollars. That's what I don't understand.
Or something useful.
Yeah, I don't know. Go do literally anything else.
20 years from now, my mom's like, you could have been a doctor. And I was like, or that
Revenge.
one guy who listens to our show who never puts any money in fucking daughter.
Girl starts.
TOTLB.com. Michael Kirk loves midgets. He died. Here we are.
Find us at youtube.com/thinking outside the long box. Watch these things on
Millions
video.
was spent.
Be sure to subscribe and share and all
And he
those
gave him
things.
millions of prize.
970-573-6148. For the love of God, stop talking about incest. Give us a call and not talk about incest, please.
Unless you want to. I don't want to listen to it, but
Until next time,
I
I've
guess
been
give
Gabe.
us your reasons.
You're Doyle.
I'm Tim.
Come on.
Bye.
Don't sleep with your siblings.
I just want to hear.
I'll end it there. I ended it there.
I just want to hear someone try to justify it.
No, I don't.
I mean, it's not justify. I want to hear them try to justify.
I don't want to even hear them try to justify.
I was there. I was fucking my sister.
I mean,
I'm like, wait, what?
let's be real. That's like 85% of Pornhub right now, but
Like, don't worry, you're my half sister. Like, we have the same mom. Bro. What?
Oh,
What's that?
fuck, that was funny. I can't include AC. I already told him.
Oh, okay.
Since we're on the normal, I would be if we were not here together.
Right.
But since we're doing this, I can't. I already
Gotcha,
told him.
gotcha.
He said he'd put some comments in the comment stream.
Are we doing this during this, or?
I don't know what that means. Oh yeah, we
Is
should
that
drink
anyways?
our we should drink
I
our
just assumed
energies.
we were doing these at some point.
Yeah, because I'm gonna need one of those to get home.
Yeah, take 2 of them. I think there's 5 of them, right? Take 2 of them, bro.
I feel like Doyle has this like shelf in his basement, and it's just marble notebooks labeled year 1, year 2, year 3, and it's all comedian sleeps with daughter. One of the worst guests we've ever had on the show, besides me.
That would be sweet revenge, though. Episode 800, and we've gotten the comedian. And the only funny thing he's ever done is slept with his daughter.
Tim,
Yeah.
he is not one of the worst guests we've had on the show. He is the worst guest.
It's
You didn't
him.
like one other comic creator either.
There's one girl who made that girl comic, which I thought I was gonna like a lot.
And then she was
But she
a
was-
terrible interview.
Yeah.
But she did say that she was not going to be good. She warned us that she almost backed out. Because that's the one we did at John Shop.
When
She's
you're
like, I
bad-
don't do interviews. Like,
When
I
you're that
just.
bad. You gotta work on it, especially if you're creating stuff.
Exactly.
Because I just remember listening to that episode.
I can't remember who the other comedian was. Not a comedian. He created comic books. I can't remember what he did.
Might have been
You
me.
really? No,
Because
no.
I'm for sure
did
did
do
the
No.
worst interview ever.
He
No.
really liked the.
Really?
He really liked the book,
You mind if I
but
take this one?
Second worst then.
he really liked the book
had
that he
chosen
created. I
these
can't remember who
specifically.
it is though. Now.
I don't remember.
All right, let's go live.
Give
It happens.
Tim these ones. To the
Do you normally don't do an intro for that? Do you want to do an
Oh,
intro?
no, I'm good.
No.
Be fun.